yeah, God, they're beginning to breathe a bit more up there now. There's a bit more air coming out of their mouths. It's not quite high enough for me. So I'm gonna reiterate what Holly says in a minute. As well as doing this job, I'm also a funeral and wedding celebrant. I am a Jill of all trades. I've got many, many jobs. My mother thinks I'm a celibate. She's not far wrong, to be honest. And people always say to me that, you know, you'll find love when you're least looking for it. Well, I've never found my keys when I'm not looking for it. Or my car. And then people say, you know, there's plenty of fish in the sea. I don't want to date a fish. They haven't got any eyelids. They haven't got any eyelids. So, did you also know that a third of the male fish in our UK waters are changing sex because of human sewage pollution? And it's probably about half now, because that was about 4 or 5 years ago. So on one hand, our shit is literally turning fish into, well, whatever they decide. And on the other, we've got a legal ruling that is defining womanhood with a birth certificate. Meanwhile, the fish are just out there, living their best lives, doing whatever they want and no one's questioning them. But I still do not want to date a fish. And Holly's right about internet dating. I mean, is there seriously only one person in the room internet dating? Jesus. I literally get liked by absolute mingers. They fell out of the ugly tree at birth and hit every single branch on the way down. And I remember those days back years ago when people didn't have names, they just had anonymous names instead of their real names. And I think it was days of pink sofa, plenty of fish, but those kind of things. So in 1 week, I got liked at by Lush Lips. She didn't have any lips, let alone Lush. Sweet Dreams, nightmare. And Princess Leia. She was not a princess and you wouldn't want a Leia. And then I got messaged by Satsuma. And there was no photograph, and I wanted to make sure that she did not look like an orange. There's already one of them in the world trying to rule it, but she sent me, 48 hours later, I got a photograph. She sent me a photograph, and then a couple of days later, I got this response, and I think she sounded like this. I sounded normal, and yet a simple photo detracted you from any further dialogue. No witty retort or comedic observation. Silence. Now, I couldn't tell her that she looked like Danny DeVito had gone wrong, or that she was a dwarf. And I've got nothing against dwarfs, but I just don't want to date one. So in this vast sea of potential partners, I've realised that I don't want to date any old crustacean. I'm looking for a catch, not a sad sardine. I have got sophisticated taste, and I certainly don't want a whole load of pollocks. Steve, you still there?
No.
Right. We've got to give Steve his time. Steve has been waiting for 10 weeks to do this. He said he actually messaged today saying that he's just come back from the Canary Islands. He said he hoped the plane would crash rather than that is how scared this man is. But we are finally going to get Steve down those steps. Come on, Steve. Give him a push.